Hi guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Ryan Garcia says announcement soon for April fight. Ryan Garcia says there will be an announcement coming soon for his next fight on April 23rd on DAZN. However, it's already been leaked that the unbeaten 23-year-old King Ryan is facing Tevin Farmer next. The former IBF 113 pounds champion Farmer has been talking non-stop for the last week, hinting that he is the one that will be facing the unbeaten former WBC interim lightweight champion Ryan Garcia next. Farmer 31 said this on Twitter: "I'm starting all interviews next week. I'm locked in." The fact that Farmer will start giving interviews next week on his fight strongly suggests that DAZN and Golden Boy will announce at the time for the Ryan Garcia vs Tevin fight on April 23rd. Tevin Farmer can use Ryan Garcia as a launching pad to restart his stalled career by beating the troubled Instagram star. Some boxing fans will be disappointed to learn that Ryan is facing Farmer, as they were hoping he'd fight a relevant lightweight contender in Isaac Cruz next. Some believe that Golden Boy Promotions didn't want Ryan to face Pitbull Cruz tough as nails after watching his performance against WBA regular lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis last month on December 5th. For the record, Golden Boy CEO Oscar De La Hoya maintains that Isaac Cruz turned down a lucrative offer for the Ryan Garcia fight. Still, with Pitbull's promoter Shane Gibbons saying that wasn't true, it creates doubt whether there ever was any effort made by Oscar to make the Garcia-Cruz fight. There is nothing wrong with former IBF super featherweight champion Farmer, as he once was an excellent fighter years ago, but the fact of the matter is, he hasn't fought in 2 years since January 2020. Over and above that, Farmer is coming off a convincing 12th round unanimous decision loss to Joseph "Jojo" Diaz Jr. in the 113-pound division. Furthermore, Farmer lacks power and will have a difficult time gaining Ryan's respect. Does Ryan Garcia lack toughness? There are a lot of question marks about Ryan Garcia's availability in the sport after his disastrous 2021 year, in which he pulled out of 2 fights and had a mental health episode. Ryan's boxing fans have been jumping overboard, abandoning his leaking ship after seeing how unstable he's been. It's generally believed that Ryan's main focus is social media and making money outside of the ring. Already a millionaire with a net worth estimated at $10 million at age 23, Ryan doesn't appear to have the same drive as the young fighters his age, who work hard, stay busy and strive to be the best. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Gervonta Davis being protected, says Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. says Gervonta Davis is being protected by his handlers at Mayweather Promotions, and they don't want to mess up the investment that they got. WBC featherweight champion Russell Jr. says he wanted to fight Tank Davis, but they've not shown interest in fighting him. Russel has concluded that Mayweather promotions don't want to see their fighter, WBA secondary lightweight champion Tank, fight anyone good that can wreck their moneymaker. Gary points out that Tank Davis has to rally in many of his fights, coming back to score a knockout or win a decision after coming from behind. Recently, Tank won a controversial 12-round decision over Isaac Cruz on December 5th, in a fight that many boxing fans felt the Mexican slugger did enough to win. The outcome was a cherry pick that went wrong for Tank's promoters. Russell said, "Tank Davis being protected. I can't force these guys to get in the ring with me. It doesn't make sense on a business angle for someone, Floyd Mayweather Jr., that is trying to protect their investment when it comes to a Gervonta Tank Davis fight, because it's highly likely he's going to get his ass scorched," said Gary Russell Jr. "Even if I thought everyone, they are still going to have something to say," said Russell. Many boxing fans believe that Mayweather promotions have protected Tank Davis from Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and now George Kambosos Jr. Instead of matching Tank Davis against those guys, he is being put in against these guys: Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz, Ricardo Nunes, Hugo Ruiz. I can't put all the pressure on them. They can't force these guys to get in the ring and compete against me," said Russell Jr. when asked why isn't PBC putting more pressure on the fighters under their banner to get inside the ring with him. "Fans are being bamboozled," says Russell Jr. "The fans need to stop supporting some of the fighters, especially when you know the outcome of the fight before it is," said Russell Jr. "You clearly know this guy is trying to fight somebody that he knows he is going to beat. It's so lopsided that it's a waste of time to watch the fight. You only watch the fight just to see this guy fight at this. The fans are the ones that are getting bamboozled. They want to see the best against the best, and these guys have got to be pushed into it," said Russell Jr. "Tank Davis has never been involved in a fight where you didn't know the outcome ahead of time. He's always faced guys where it was a dead certainty that he would win, and that's pathetic. They're wrecking Tank Davis' legacy by not matching him against the best fighters like Lomachenko and the other top fighters at 135. At this point, Gervonta could be so much more popular if he'd been facing the best. Tank doesn't need to be protected like he's fragile and made of fine china, but the way he gives the impression that his promoters lacks confidence in him. The thing is, for Gervonta to become famous and make money like Mayweather, he's got to fight the best. That's not happening, and you got to wonder why. If Tank began fighting the best, he would take away the shine from his promoter Mayweather, and he'd be the one getting the adoration from boxing fans. You see, in the eyes of Top Rank, Lomachenko losing to Lopez was not a big deal because Teofimo Lopez, another Top Rank fighter, was not opposed to lose to George Kambosos Jr. Lopez vacating to 114 pounds would have made all the belts available, again for Lomachenko. The problem is that George Kambosos Jr. ruined the plan. Furthermore, it also stops the pattern of Lomachenko collecting belts from weak opposition. No disrespect to Rocky Martinez, Jose Pedraza or George Linares, but none of them were ever top fighters in their respective weight classes. All three of them had been stopped before fighting Lomachenko, and Luke Campbell had just lost to George Linares just a year before. In fact, Teofimo Lopez was the first undefeated fighter Lomachenko faced since Nicholas Walters, and Walters had just fought to draw against Jason Sosa. just the fight before. A fighter that Berchelt brutally KO'd in 4 rounds. Devin Haney has been waiting in line for over 3 years now. He deserves a shot at the belt. Also, let's give George Kambosos Jr. his respect. He is an undefeated Battlefield champion who, unlike Lomachenko, actually beat the former undefeated champion. Loma lost the belts. Simple as that. It's Kambosos and Haney times now. For one reason or another, there is a narrative that Vasily Lomachenko is automatically entitled to these title shots. Some fans seem to believe that although Vasily Lomachenko opted out of the rematch clause against Teofimo Lopez, he is somehow entitled to a rematch, and the same narrative is playing out now. Some fans seem to believe that Lomachenko, even though he lost all of his belts to Lopez, automatically now deserves another shot when there are other fighters in line. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.